shine with me, align with me, authentically true. Bloom into you.
Okay. So the one thing of the many things that I want to focus on today for your relief from day-to-day stress is regulating your nervous system. Regulating your nervous system. So as you breathe and soften, we're going to first do a body-based tool. So when we regulate our nervous system, what does that mean? Our nervous system is our threat detector. It gets a bad rap. It's here to keep us safe. It can be programmed if we didn't have a safe upbringing with a lot of threat, a lot of perceived threat. And so this was my experience too. And so as adults, we can start to really become mindful. So this is the other word for relief from day-to-day stress. Mindfulness, aware of what's going on inside. Aware. Is this fear? Is this wisdom? And so we become mindful, aware of what our nervous system's doing, how it's trying to protect us. We're going to do that in this meditation. And then we offer it medicine. We chuck it some Tylenol. No, I'm just kidding. If that's what we need, that's what we do. But when I say medicine, I mean what's needed in the moment to bring us relief. So just breathe and soften and sway the body or rock the body as we settle in. I remember a nervous system teacher of mine saying this, and this light bulb went off that some of us come into these meditations or regulating our nervous system or all these practices because we're looking for peace, right? We're looking for this inner tranquility, and we all have different words for that. But what the name of the game is, and our intention, I would say, I really feel this for the group. My intention, I would say, for relief from day-to-day stress is in the title. What would bring me relief right now? Because sometimes that's meditating, sometimes that's slowing down, taking some deep breaths, but sometimes it's shaking your body. Sometimes it's doing something that's slightly uncomfortable that you know you need to do. It would bring great relief. Sometimes it's going and putting your feet on the earth, or knowing that connecting with people, while it feels like hell at first, if that's you, that was me, you feel great relief after. So with our day-to-day stress, becoming mindful, where am I existing in my nervous system? We're going to do that in a minute. And then what would bring me relief? Just those two questions. And then trying it out, because sometimes when we have anxiety, sitting and being still is the last thing that would bring us relief. Shaking our body or dancing to a song to let the body discharge the anxious energy might be what we need in that moment. So I think that's huge. Because if you're anything like me, I heard stress relief and my mind would picture a person at a spa, right? And maybe, right? Maybe we do need that. Maybe our body's like, whoa, you need just like beingness or silence. But maybe you need community. Maybe you need a hike in nature. There you go. Good. So we're just upgrading the wisdom, upgrading the system, breathing into the belly. All the way in, long, slow exhale, soften the body. We're going to call our energy back. I am behind my eyes. I am in my body. My body is on the seat. And I'm just breathing way down into my low belly and letting my exhales be longer than my inhales. I release any energy that is not mine to carry. I am me and only me. Feel my body under me. And I'm softening. And I'm becoming a little bit more here. I'm becoming a little bit more aware, mindful of this. And I'm going to invite you all into an energy of devotion. Devotion is different than commitment, willpower, hard work. I am devoted to relief from day-to-day stress. You feel that? That's all. We're just claiming it. We're owning it. I am devoted to relief from day-to-day stress. That devotion is what allows you, when you're going 1,000 miles a minute or whatever it may be, to stop, to go, you know what? I know I'm going too fast. And to become mindful and listen within. So just breathe and soften as we listen to these words. That is the healing, that is the upgrade. I am devoted to becoming aware and mindful and listening instead of living in my old habits that are adding to stress. Breathing into the belly, long, slow exhales. You can let your body be still or sway the whole time. Good. And so we're going to practice in real time right now. We're just going to notice, how do I feel? And I'm just going to give you 3 different nervous system states that you could possibly feel. There are nuanced ones, but just for this moment. Our nervous system, if it perceives a threat, if it thinks that this moment matches a moment in 1984, then it's gonna innocently try to gear up to get us to run from the tiger with anxiety, or kind of slow us down and give us low energy, as if we were being eaten by a tiger and it wanted to numb our pain, or a combination of the two. Freeze, that helps us stay still to hide from the perpetrator, or pause to regroup before we run a different way. So again, it's so hard, you guys, to see this because we say, well, no, that is happening. But that's where the mindfulness comes in to say, is this a little kid inside of me that got wounded when I was little? And my nervous system is responding appropriately to my memory? Or is this really happening right now? Because if we're not masterfully aware, we all say, no, yep, that is happening right now. And sometimes it is. How do we know? The outside and inside world match. It's an appropriate response. It's an appropriate response. And we do our best we can navigating this. Just breathe. So I'm curious. We're just observing, we're gathering information to practice being mindful so that we can have relief. Where is my mind-body system right now? Where is my nervous system? Am I feeling a little anxious or a lot? This is called sympathetic. It's our nervous system trying to protect us. Am I feeling angry, impatient, irritated, urgent, fast? There's not enough time. I gotta go. I can't sit. I'm unsettled. That is the sympathetic. I have time to run. My body's gearing up with energy state of our nervous system. We say, no, that's just who I am. It's our nervous system. Not a problem. Just, oh my gosh, good to notice. Wonder what would bring that state of my nervous system relief. So am I there? You might have a combination. Am I in dorsal, which is that slow down? Tired, not enough energy. No matter how much I rest, I'm like, meh, don't really want to connect with anybody. I don't want to be around anybody. Kind of want to disappear. Feel alone. I feel not enough. I don't feel like it. Am I there? And there's spectrum, right? There's a spectrum in each one of these states. There's like, oh, I could be intensely that or subtly that. Just kind of notice. Or am I a combo, which is freeze, which is I have so much to do and I cannot get myself to do it, or doing it feels so hard, or I have to force myself to do it, or I don't feel like doing it, or I'm too tired to do it. It's that push pull at the same time. I got to do it. I don't want to do it. I got to do it. I don't want to do it. So just practicing which state do I kind of feel like I'm in right now? Am I really tight, tense, fast, urgent? Am I, ugh, or am I a combo of the two? Am I in sympathetic? Am I in dorsal, or am I in freeze? And maybe you are in ventral, which is calm, which is curious, which is I feel okay right now, which is my life has stress, but I can handle it. And if you're there, we're just going to practice feeling safe being there. So let's just notice where we are. And this can take some inner experimentation and practice to get to learn what brings each state relief. So usually if we're in dorsal, the lower end, tiny, like a micro movement of your hand, or a hug, a self hug, or just some gentle breaths, or some self love that just says to ourselves, I am compassionate, I love you, I'm sorry. Feeling your feelings a little at a time, like a bear coming out of hibernation. Okay, so if you're in dorsal, just kind of clocking one of those that I named. If you're in sympathetic, a little bit of shaking of the body, or like I'm doing, rocking or swaying. Shaking of the hands, just to move some of that energy through your body. Self-love as well. Mirroring, hey, I'm so sorry you're feeling anxious. Okay. And if you're a combination of the two, meeting the dorsal energy first, because it's both energies. So that lower energy that just needs you to play a song, put your hand on your chest, or take a breath, or even look around the room. You know, sometimes when you're there, just attuning to sounds around you to bring your brain into the present is helpful. And then once that energy releases, then, because it's a combination of the two, we might, if we feel that anxiety feeling or urgency coming in, then we might shake the body or move the body or wiggle. It doesn't have to be intense. It could literally just be you sitting here shaking your hands out with me. So, this might be new to you. You might know this well. I just want you to kind of think for a second, where am I? And what could I try that might bring me 1% relief out of 100? We don't have to go to, I'm getting rid of this totally. And I know for me, what brings me relief seems so counterproductive. When I'm in these states, I don't want to be in these states because they don't feel good. But meeting myself where I am 100%. So, wow, I feel that you feel disconnected from people right now. Just seeing and honoring where you are brings me back, brings me the relief to put me back into regulation, into ventral. So you might try something and think, well, that didn't bring relief. Let me try something else. I'm going to give you a quiet moment here just to bring to mind, where am I? And of the things Jamie recommended, what could I try that might bring relief to the state I'm in? And you might be so in tune with yourself, you could even ask yourself, or you could do both in this quiet moment I'm going to give you. What would I need? This question, what would I need to bring relief to the state I'm in? And we just kind of listen, and maybe you just get an image of you putting your face in the center. You go pet your cat or your dog, or just something. So it's usually so simple, these answers. Or the word self-love pops in. You're like, oh, I want to talk to Jamie about that. So let's just breathe. Where am I? What would bring me relief? And maybe I ask myself, well, let's just gather information here for a moment. And then once we gather information, then we're going to try it together. Good. And then let's just see if we can practice. Maybe we're guessing right now, and that's fine. What would bring me relief? So maybe we just try maybe humming or breathing or wiggling your fingers or shaking your hands or offering yourself that, like if you're like me, like, hey, I don't want to feel this, but what if I just love the one in me who's feeling this? Like, hey, it's okay to be angry or whatever you're feeling. So let's just, in these next 2 quiet minutes together, just try. What could bring me relief from the state I'm feeling? That's so simple. And let me just practice it and just experiment and see if that helped or not after the next couple minutes. So this is kind of a choose your own adventure based on how you're feeling right now. I'm just going to step back and be quiet while you gently offer yourself the love that will bring relief. Good. And all we're going to notice right now is, do we feel a little different, even 1% out of 100? Did that support us in a little bit of relief and a little bit of centering? What does that look like? Our body might have just taken a breath. We may have released some emotion. We might feel tingly. Our mind might have settled a little bit. And when we become mindful and aware, oh my goodness, that helped. Or, oh, I'll just try something else next time. I don't really notice too much of a difference. We become, as my teacher would call it, active operators of our nervous system. So we allow that devotion in. I want relief from my day-to-day stress. I'm going to notice where I am. A little sped up, a little slowed down, little combo. I wonder what would bring me relief right now. I'm going to try something and see. And then we do life. Life doesn't do us. So just breathe and soften as you let this settle. And just sharing, one of the biggest things I've seen is I didn't feel peace a lot at all. Didn't feel safe. I didn't feel inner cozy. And I didn't trust that I could feel that way and still have a full life and get things done. It was like, how in the world? And I started to have these beautiful moments of inner peace and inner coziness and inner regulation, and was still so productive and still so energized and still so loved. And so I'm just sharing with you, a lot of our nervous systems are afraid to come back to okay. And that makes sense. And we just gently invite them and we gently show them, hey, when you're in this ventral state, when you're regulated, when you're open and curious and capable, you really are okay. And then the day-to-day stress isn't this loud screaming thing. It's something that is quieter. It's something that we can handle. There's a strength in us that's not a warrior strength. It's a soft strength, like, oh, this is life and I have what I need and I'm okay, and my mind's quiet around it. Good. So slowly bringing yourself back from wherever you are, letting this be a continual experiment. Starting to feel the connection under your body, stretching, wiggling your way up. And I know for me, for the last couple of years, I've had to try all different things and be like, well, it doesn't really help, it doesn't really work, but that does. So keep practicing. If you enjoyed this journey with me, please check out the description box below for more ways that you can journey deeper.
Come shine with me a light.